Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. I'm Chris Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. The Prime Minister says he is satisfied hurricane recovery efforts in the southern Bahamas will be successful. This after touring 5 islands this week. Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Minnis, says he wanted to view the aftermath on these islands for himself to get a better understanding of the storm's impact. Altavis Munnings tells us tonight about the Prime Minister's tour of Inagua and Mayagüana.
The government delegation accompanied a group of hurricane evacuees heading home to Inagua Wednesday afternoon. An hour later, Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Minnis departed the Bahamas Air jet at the Inagua International Airport and greeted senior officials on the tarmac. There were hugs for those evacuees returning home from riding out the storm here in New Providence. Many of them, like Pastor KENDRICK Major, are just happy to be home.
The thing about it, we didn't sustain too much damage here in Inagua, thank to God. Because you look at all the devastation around us in the neighboring islands, we are blessed.
We're going to take you on a tour so you will be able to see and assess the various damages in our community.
Inagua Administrator JULITA outlined the details of the tour at the airport. The first stop was the Royal Bahamas Defense Force base, which is directly behind the airport. The Prime Minister and his delegation walked the compound to view damage at the Defense Force's facilities, including the gym, the main office, and the National Emergency Management Agency's warehouse. There were downed power lines and shingles missing. From the Defense Force base, the government delegation traveled the distance to the salt ponds that led to the entrance of the MORTON salt production plant.
The red machines on the left are basically farm harvesters, and when they come to the island, they get converted into harvesting salt.
Although work was being done on the roof, MORTON's Senior Director of Mining and Manufacturing, JEAN-BAPTISTE DROMER, told the Prime Minister and the media that it was still too early to say what damage was done to the plant since the hurricane.
So we have different teams on site now performing assessment of the structure of the building, the structure of the dock, and we hope to have the results of those assessments by the end of the week.
Has this resulted in any delay in salt production?
We are trying to resume operation as soon as possible, but we are taking all necessary steps to make sure that we meet our customer needs. We have a cross-functional team working on the best way to supply salt to our customers.
As you know, MORTON also utilizes the community to help rebuild to ensure that everything is moved along smoothly and rapidly. And they have one of the greatest safety record throughout the world. And we can learn a lot in terms of their safety record and safety performance.
Prime Minister Minnis landed in Mayagüana shortly before 7 o'clock. This is where he came to view any damage sustained from Hurricane Irma. The Prime Minister's visit to Mayagüana was very quick, but he's satisfied that minimal hurricane damage impacted life on that island.
Those that had returned home first were the elderly, and we did not see them because they're already in their homes relaxing. But Mayagüana, fortunately, has not sustained much damage, and we're happy for that. I think we should all thank God that the Bahamas has been blessed, and He has watched over the Bahamas, and we must always be thankful of that.
Prime Minister Minnis says he believes Bahamians learned a valuable lesson from Hurricane Irma.
If we work together as a team and remain together as a team, one people, one Bahamas, one Bahamian, then we can overcome any obstacle. Hurricane Irma was one of the greatest challenges that we faced, and I think we have overcome that, and we'll be better prepared for others as they approach.
The Prime Minister's hurricane assessment tour now moves north as he visits the islands of Bimini and Grand Bahama on Thursday. Altavis Munnings, ZNS Network News.